All right, moving on. Let's move on to today's episode. We're going to be going over three games, two of them baseball, and one of them, like Abby said, will be a college football game. That'll be the last game we'll be going over, so stay tuned. But first game of the day, very early game, 3 o'clock, 3:45 Eastern Time game. We got the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Giants. The line for this game has moved since it opened up. Milwaukee opened up at plus 135 value. Now they're sitting at plus 155. San Francisco minus 155 value. Now they're sitting at 180. So, Abhishek, who you got for this first matchup, man? Milwaukee taking on San Francisco.
All right, so let's get into it. Milwaukee has won four straight. San Francisco has lost four straight. So the complete opposites. Milwaukee has taken the first three games of this series. San Francisco, it's not like they're getting blown out, but they're having a tough time scoring the past four games. We begin with Milwaukee. Eric Lauer, he's the pitcher, the lefty, 2.5 ERA his last seven starts. Pretty damn good if you ask me. But when you really look into it, the numbers are kind of deceiving. In his last 10 starts, Eric Lauer, the pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers today, only one game that he's pitched in those 10 was against a team that had a winning record, and that was the Cincinnati Reds. And the Reds are a good team. They're an okay team. They're above average team. But they're not like a juggernaut or a great team, in my opinion. So that's the only game he pitched against, a team he pitched against that had a winning record out of his 10 starts. So that the reason why I say deceiving is because you can have great numbers, but you're really going up against poor competition. So you have to take it with a grain of salt, in my opinion. And another stat is his last four starts against winning teams, the Milwaukee Brewers have lost. So it just adds fuel to the fire that, yes, he's doing a good job taking care of the poor competition, but is he elevating his play and keeping the same performance when he's going up against better competition? And that's what you want. And that's, as of right now, from what we've seen, the numbers don't lie. That's not what's going on. Then we get to San Francisco here. Obviously, as I mentioned, four straight L's. This is the worst time for them to go down, go cold, because the Dodgers are coming. The Dodgers just swept the Braves. They won yesterday 3-4. Close game, as we went over yesterday. We thought it would be a very close game. Braves 1.5. Braves to even win the game was a possibility yesterday. We went over that. And it was 3-4, pretty damn close. And the results speak for themselves. But at the end of the day, the Dodgers won. They won three straight. They are now leading the division. And the Giants, for the first time since May 30th, are not leading the division. It's been June, July, and August. 3 months. It took the Giants 3 months to lose the lead, and it took the Dodgers 3 months to gain the lead. It's not a huge lead, obviously. It's half a game. So it's still nip and tuck. Nobody has separated themselves. But San Francisco, they need a sense of urgency now because you don't want to play in the wild card. I don't care if you're playing at home. One game, anything can happen. But now let's get into the San Francisco Giants today. Logan Webb, my favorite pitcher, I think you could call it probably, because I've praised him this whole time we've been doing this show. I love what he's doing. He's been dominant. He's coming out of nowhere. The Giants wouldn't be where they are without him. And I expect him to be the one that can stop the bleeding. Out of all the players on the Giants, he's the guy that you could point to and say, all right, take us home. We need a big game. We need you to provide it. He's allowed 2 runs or fewer in 13 straight starts. That is phenomenal. And in those 13 starts, the Giants are 12-1. So all the information, all the numbers, the reason why this line is going towards the Giants is probably because of one guy and one guy only, and that is Logan freaking Webb. Never thought we'd be talking about him this much, but he has become a household name. He may be the best pitcher in baseball right now. That is crazy to say, but the numbers don't lie. I'm not talking about future. I'm not talking about the past. I'm talking about right now. He has been dominant. The Giants need to win this game. The final game of this series between the two teams. They have the pitching advantage. I expect him to score at least 4 or 5 runs. That's all they're probably going to need because Logan Webb has not given up more than 2 runs in 13 straight starts. So, Giants, all you got to do is score 3, maybe 4, and you should be able to hang on. So, the Giants are the clear-and-cut pick for this day. 3:45 p.m. game, as Arun mentioned, is an early game. So, we will have our picks out earlier on IG because the game starts at an earlier time.